As promised, and I held off on this until this day because today marks the point in the holiday buying season. I specifically waited for today to make this video my holiday bike buyer's buying guide. This is crunch time, the point where if you haven't ordered already, your options are starting to become limited, but that's okay. I'm here for you. I'm going to help you find the best product at the best price and tell you the pros and cons of each and which ones I would buy. What I'm not going to cover is little kids' bikes, because really the little kids' bikes, they're always roughly the same price and they have kind of the same features. Plus, they're going to outgrow them before they break anyway. They just like the look of them and have fun on them. Kids have fun on any bike. That's a joy. As adults, though, we get a little more picky. And being a bike buyer for someone, especially if you're buying for someone else for the holidays, congratulations on that, by the way. It's very nice. You might even be buying for yourself. There are quite a few selections out there, and I'm going to give you a lot of choices, a lot of different bikes to choose from. Before I get into that, though, I want to give a few disclaimers. First, because of the timeline crunch, it's only a few days left, I'm going to stick to places that have a retail store, like Walmart. I'm going to be doing Walmart, Dick's Sporting Goods, Target, and Academy, and that's because that's the 4 stores that I have local to me. Your mileage may vary differently there. You might have some more stores to choose from, but usually these bike offerings are very similar in what they give. So there's that, the time frames. Because of that, I'm going to stick with the big stores, and even like Walmart.com that I'm on right now, because you can usually order, and you can see some of this stuff delivered today, especially if you have Walmart Plus, which I'm a fan of. But you can pick up in store or get it delivered today. I'm going to caution you about some things on some sites, like this bike, where they might be on Walmart.com, but they're not actually a Walmart.com thing. And you can see that shipping arrives in 3+ days. This is an MB Ferner, whatever. I don't even care about the branding. What's that say? Carpat? Okay, whatever this bike is. You know, looks like an okay bike, okay price, but if you look down here, and I'm not critiquing this company by any stretch, but this is a marketplace item. Just because something is on Walmart.com, there is fulfilled by Walmart items, and then there are marketplace items. And remember, that one said 3+ days. Well, if you get down here and start looking at it, look at this. Shipping arrives January the 2nd. If you're ordering this for holidays, obviously that's a problem. So because of that, I'm only going to focus on Walmart.com items. For an example here, we'll look down and we'll see this is sold and shipped by Walmart.com. Free shipping arrives tomorrow. Now that's my kind of stuff. Or to pick up today, because they have this in my local stores. They have this in all of my local stores. Okay, so there's that. But also, if you're watching this and you're the giftee of a bike, you're receiving it, maybe Santa brought you the bike, maybe your parents brought you the bike, someone that cares for you. Look, they really do care for you if they're buying you a bike. But I also want to caution that if you have pie-in-the-sky dreams for a bike and you didn't get, like, let's just say you expected an Ozark Trail Ridge 29, but you got a Hyper Shocker, which one of my bikes on my list, by the way. Look, any bike that you receive as a gift is an awesome bike. And I guarantee you that in a few years, that's going to be your favorite bike because it's going to be the one you got for Christmas that you rode so much. So enjoy anything you get for Christmas, anything on this list. I would be happy to have. And I hope that you too are going to be happy with anything that you get, because someone cared enough to shop and get you the bike. That's pretty awesome. Or maybe you cared enough and bought and got it yourself. All right, so let's get into it. Let's go over what I have here. Bike shopping, and we're going to start at Walmart, and we're going to start budget with this Huffy Rock Creek. I've seen these in stores. These are not bad looking bikes. They look pretty good. Now, they are pretty basic. They have rim brakes, things like that. The usual 3-buys, some of the old school stuff, but the price is really good at $118, and you can pick it up in stores. So last minute, that's a really good bike. This one is a 26-inch wheeled bike. And by the way, these are also available in a step-through model, the traditional girls' bike, but it really doesn't matter anymore. Step-through. If you like the color, they're easier to get on and off of. So older adults tend to like step throughs. Same pricing, $118. And that's the 26-inch. Again, available in your local stores or shipping. And look at that, shipping arrives today, especially if you have Walmart Plus. You can get that. But not only are there 26-inch Huffy Rock Creeks, there's a 29-inch Huffy Rock Creek. And look at that one, more knobby tires on it. So this one, more of a traditional mountain bike. The price does go up a little bit, but we're still very, very affordable at $168. And with the pickup today in most areas or the shipping that's fast, usually within 3 days, you can get most of these bikes. I've tried to hand pick through and pick the ones that can be got quick, and Walmart really good with their shipping. I've been very impressed. Let's step it up to a full suspension bike. Now this is the Hyper Shocker. It's a full suspension bike. It does have rim brakes, and I made a video. One of my earliest Walmart bike videos was actually the Hyper Shocker, and I was kind of ripping on it. But then I revised that video, and I made another one a few years later where I've grown to respect the Hyper Shocker. This is only $148. And in today's pricing, that's amazingly low. It's also available in every Walmart store I've ever been in. And I've been in a lot of them. Everywhere that I go that there's a Walmart store, I've seen a Hyper Shocker mountain bike. Again, shipping usually arrives today. If they didn't have it in your store for whatever reason, a couple of 2 to 3 days. So a very good last minute bike decision. Now, this is not the latest and greatest hardware on a bike, but this is also, I believe, one of the most popular bikes that Walmart sells. People just like the look. I mean, look at this thing. It's a fancy looking bike. It's not very upgradable because of the quill stem and things like that, but it's personalization upgradable. I'm going to make another video talking about cheap accessory upgrades, so stay tuned for that. But this is just a popular bike. You can't go against what's popular, and I don't know a young adult, a teen that wouldn't be happy with the look of this. And that's why I think it's so popular. And I just now noticed this. Different colors. Okay. We're getting outside on the shipping here. December 31st. So I guess that's because I haven't ever seen this. Maybe this is a new color scheme for this, which is going to be interesting if that's the case. They have a green too. It's this one, the black and red, that I've always seen that everyone likes. So I'm going to stick with this. This green also. Pick up nearby, maybe December. Okay, so the green, December the 23rd for me. Pay attention to that if you're shopping for any of these. But yeah, the Hyper Shocker, I have respect for the Hyper Shocker, specifically this black and red one. It has meant a lot to a lot of people, and it's just popular. So I think a safe choice for a person that's just looking for a bike that's not planning to upgrade. Let's go up to its big brother, $168. This is the Hyper Havoc. By the way, 26-inch wheels on both of those Hyper bikes. This Hyper Havoc, a similar look, also very, very popular. I think this is just a little better, a little more robust. So if the rider maybe weighs a little more adultish, probably go up to the Hyper Havoc. Again, a bike I see in most stores, very popular. Let's step up even more here. Now we're going up to $198. So knocking on that $200 door. Another bike very popular years ago. I built out the Hyper Hydroform, and this was one of the 2 bikes that replaced it. It maintained the Hydroform colors, and this has been a popular bike, and it disappeared for a while. But now it's back mysteriously. This is a 29er, and these, other than the straight steer head tube, which really doesn't really matter, it's still upgradable. And I think I did build out one of these. Did I build one out other than the Hyperform? I don't know. The audience can tell me. But this too, a pickup local bike sometimes, but definitely a shipping bike that can be got quick. And it's a budget bike, and this one, I would say, more upgradable than any we've seen up to this point. So that'd be something I'd be looking at on the list. Its sibling is the dual suspension version. Same bike, just dual suspension, and a different color, which looks really nice. There were some things I didn't like about this bike, but that's because of the bike it replaced on its own at this price. This is, if you're looking for a full suspension bike, I would say if you could afford the extra $30 here, it's going to be an overall better bike because of the way it's equipped and the possibilities that it has, something someone can grow with. But if not, shockers, just fine. But this dual suspension Hyper Explorer at this price, given that you can locally pick it up in some cases and definitely get it soon shipping wise, worthy of being on the list. Now we're going to get up to the $300 price point. A quick jump there, and this might not scale up pricing wise. I just started picking bikes that I liked, but this Schwinn aluminum comp mountain bike, I built Project Comp V2.2, which is amazing. I just got it back, and let me tell you, it's got some wear on it because it's been ridden so much. But this is a really good foundation. This was one of the first bikes with a tapered head tube starting to appear on Walmart shelves. It still has some old school components down on the drivetrain, but it is very upgradable. I made it into something amazing that's still amazing to this day, getting a little long in the tooth versus some of the other bikes that you're going to see, or a couple of the other bikes. You would be amazed how many people have contacted me and told me they followed my build and made a bike look exactly like Project Comp V2 because it was that popular. Still is to this day. I still have people, and these are still on Walmart shelves in stores. Look, I could pick this up today at my local store. It has endured because it's that good. It wasn't just all a tapered head tube. It's a good bike and at a good price and can be had just in time. Let's go to this bike. Now we're dropping down in price again, going down under $200. And if you're looking at the Hyper Shocker, there are a specific set of people that really do like the Kent Flexor. And I know because within the last week, I've had a couple of people ask me specifically about this bike, if I would take a look at it. And I'm just looking here to see. Okay, yeah, I didn't think I'd seen one of these in a while at my local store, but they are available for shipping. And this one, well, they're close to me because I could get it within 37 minutes. So one of the stores locally, maybe I need to go take a look at this. But this is just like the Hyper Shocker. Not the most modern of equipment. Upgrade-wise, it would be more the comfort or style upgrades. But just look at that style. A lot of people want the look of the bike. You're not going to be jumping around on a mountain bike trail with the average rider on this. But this is definitely a stylish bike. And this price, well, that'd be a pretty good gift. I'd be happy with it. Someone rolled this out for me as a Christmas present, especially if I'm 14 plus in that range. Yeah, definitely a good bike for riding around the neighborhood, riding trails. And, when you're 14 plus, you don't weigh a lot. You're not putting as much stress on a bike. So the Kent Flexor, if you're looking in that Hyper Havoc range and have a few extra more bucks, and this is what they have, yeah, it's a fine bike. And it's a 29er, where the Hyper Havoc and the Hyper Shocker are not. So you get the 29er that a lot of mountain bikers want, and that mountain bike look full on. Plus, it's available in this red color with shipping. Now see, this one, no pickup. But this one is available for shipping and shipping fast, arriving tomorrow. And look at that color. That is very nice. Look at those. Those wheels say Vitesse. I just had a Vitesse e-bike. Very upscale and very good deal on it. This, a nice version of the Flexor, $198. Let's go to a Schwinn bike. This is the Schwinn Axum Sport, one of 3 Schwinns to bear the Axum name. The Axum Sport, $348. It's the entry-level Axum. If you've been watching this channel, you'll know the Axum, because I had the Axum DP in 2020. They were great bikes. This Axum Sport carries the tapered head tube, external cable routing, making it easier to upgrade. Now this one does have a free wheel here on the back and a bolt-on wheel, so a little budget there, but upgradable like all Axums have been. This one, the budget model Axum, definitely an Axum, quality frame, quality build. There's a one-size-fits-all on this Axum Sport, but if we move up to the Axum Comp, $448, a slightly better bike with, look at this, sized frames, 2 different sizes to choose from, and these Axum Comps, they're really nice. Tapered head tube, external cable routing making it easier to upgrade, but there's less that really needs upgraded here because this bike has a cassette, it has a usable derailleur for basic trail riding, a fork that's going to be good for some green trail riding, out of the box, local pickup for me. I've seen these in every local store. The first time that I have seen a $448 bike on the rack at my local store for pickup and free shipping if my local store didn't have it and I could get it quick. The Axum Comp, $448. That's the second Axum. There's a third. This is the Axum Comp X, and this Axum Comp X, it's peak Axum, definitely by far. $548, also sized frames. Now this isn't something I can pick up locally, but I can get it shipped quickly. This has a wide range cassette, a derailleur with, I believe, a clutch. Yeah, it was Macro Shift Acolyte, so definitely has a clutch. It has the external cable routing, dropper post equipped. If you don't know what a dropper is, trust me, your mountain bike riding person that you're shopping for probably does. This is full-on mountain bike. In this case, on this one, mechanical disc brakes, that would be the only upgrade that would be needed because the rest of this is pretty good. Maybe the tires, I would upgrade the tires to something more knobby. I think that stood out in my memory of this bike. I can get this shipped and arriving tomorrow. You might even be able to pick it up. If you live in a higher tier area than I do, $548, getting pricey. Getting to the peak, I think this is the most expensive bike on my list here from Walmart, but definitely not the least, though there could be an argument made that there's something more budget friendly that could equal this, and that's the famous bike now, the Ozark Trail 29 Ridge mountain bike. This bike has recently been updated to an M.2 variant. I'm pretty sure everybody's getting the M.2. This is the original variant here pictured, but now it has a clutched derailleur. It has external cable routing, an auxiliary external cable routing that runs along the bottom. I made a video all about this. It's a better bike now than it's ever been, but the price hasn't changed. $398 and 3 frame sizes available. So if you're shopping for this and you're picking it up in store, because all my stores have these now, be sure you look on the tag. There'll be a bright orange or red tag. Hanging, might even be yellow. I can't remember the color. But hanging up here on the bars is a bright tag that'll say small, medium, or large. And that's the 3 sizes. Small is 15-inch, medium is 17-inch, large is 19-inch. And look at this, 11 to 42 tooth cassette derailleur. It's a clutch derailleur. These are really good bikes. A usable 100mm travel suspension fork. You can take this literally straight to a trail and have some fun on it. Anyone that's into mountain bikes, whether they're into more expensive bikes or not, they're going to respect this Ozark Trail Ridge 29 mountain bike. It's the peak per dollar bike that you can buy at Walmart when it comes to mountain bikes, and they're built to be fully upgradable. Plus, hardcore mountain bikers respect this Ozark Trail Ridge 29, and I know that because I see them at the mountain bike trail, and it'll be their backup bike. So that's going to be peak mountain bike with Walmart. But we're not done, because there's something else at Walmart that has made a reappearance after disappearing for a while. It was still on their site, but you just couldn't get one. The Ledge mountain bike from Mongoose, 27.5, my preferred wheel size, $498. This is a full suspension mountain bike that is upgradable. Now note that it does have a freewheel out of the box, not the pinnacle of components here that we're looking at, but a lot of promise. I took this bike and I put over $3,000 into it and made a mountain bike beast that's still going to this day. The Ledge, I call it Project Ledge, very upgradable, and I'm so happy to see it back. And it hasn't went up in price. I figured it would. Everything else has, but not this. Walmart's done a good job at keeping their bikes very affordable, and some stores even have this on their shelf, I believe. But definitely you can get it shipping and get it pretty fast. Look at this. For me, I could get it tomorrow with Walmart shipping. That's peak full suspension for Walmart, at least at the time of making this video. But let's go back to Ozark Trail for a moment, because there's more than just one Ozark Trail. There is the Ozark Trail. Now I'm doing mountain bikes mostly, but there is this gravel bike, the G.1 Explorer. I reviewed it, also in sized frames, 2 sizes, and a super low price, $248 for this bike. Pretty amazing. I've got a review. By the way, I'm going to put links for all of these bikes down in the description, so be sure to check those. Note that my Walmart links are affiliate links, but the other stores I'm going to be covering are not affiliate links. I'm not here to make a bunch of money off affiliate links, but if you're going to use a link, might as well use mine and make a few cents. Doesn't cost you anything extra. But these Ozark Trail G.1 Explorers, available in most stores and available for shipping. And even if you're dealing with a mountain biker and you don't know what to get them, if they don't have a gravel bike, this would be a good gift. Plus, there's an updated version of these that has started appearing that has flat bars. But this bike seems to get attention and is something that even gravel bikers, just like the Ozark Trail Ridge 29 mountain bike, gravel bikers respect this bike too. Shopping for someone with littler legs, this 24 Glide or the 20-inch Vibe. Curious naming, how they went Vibe to Glide, but then back to Vibe for the 27.5. If you have someone that likes 27.5 wheeled bikes, I've seen these out on the trail and I've seen them upgraded. These are popular as well. They don't start out with as good a stuff as the Ridge 29, but for 27.5, it's the option Ozark Trail wise, and it's $298, available in every store I've ever been in. It's always had these. And local shipping, well, I say local shipping's fast shipping, available for $298, under $300. And look at that, sized frames on these too. Amazing. And I believe I've maxed out what Safari can do tab-wise, even on a computer that's loaded to the hilt. So yeah, thanks Apple. And that's going to be my list from Walmart. The bikes that I would look at. The bikes, just cleared that one. So the one that I just skipped through, and going back to a duplicate here by accident, but the bikes that I would pay attention to, not minus the one I accidentally closed. Look, there's a lot available at Walmart. A lot at good pricing. Just be sure you pay attention to whom it is fulfilled by if you're ordering it for shipping, because you can get into something where look at that. The original Axum DP. Is this still fulfilled by Walmart? Yes, it is. Sold. Okay, add another one here. Sold and shipped by Walmart. For me, this would be available for shipping arriving December 20th. This has been a bike I've been so drawn to. I call it my Spider-Man bike. The way I've themed it out, it just kind of looks Spider-Man-y. $498. It's shipping. So adding another bike here onto the Walmart list. Okay, so that's going to get us through the list for Walmart. A lot of good bikes, a lot of options. Just remember, pay attention to that shipping, because let's click on this again. This one is not fulfilled by Walmart. It's sold and shipped by another company. And look at that, December 30th. So be careful if you're shopping for something that's shipped. Most of the stores, most of the things I've picked on this list, you can walk into a store and odds are Walmart store, and odds are you'll be able to find it. If not, Walmart's really good in my experience with them at when they say something's arriving in 2 days, it's going to arrive in 2 days or arriving tomorrow, something like that. Just be careful of that 3+ days. Okay, so that's Walmart. Now let's move on to Dick's Sporting Goods. It's going to be pretty easy because, well, they just don't have that many bikes that they stock. Now, Dick's Sporting Goods has a couple of advantages, one of which is they actually have a bike mechanic on staff, and they set up and service their own bikes. The pricing a little higher than Walmart, but that's because you get that extra little bit of service from someone that's actually trained and is on staff. So you buy a bike at any given point, They can service it, get it ready for you. So it's rolled out the door, ready for trail riding. Now note that things change a little bit with how Dick's warranties bikes if you assemble it yourself. So if you're having it shipped, there might be a difference, but also shipping-wise, shipping times with Dick's Sporting Goods, they've always been pretty quick. Anytime I've ordered a bike and had it shipped, very fast, at least for shipping in my experience. And the one thing I do like about them with their shipping is they will give you multiple shipping options. So they can give you a date that it's going to arrive. So let's get going with Dick's Sporting Goods. Remember, bike shop-esque setup here from someone that's trained, and sized frames on everything at Dick's Sporting Goods. So $199. Now, if you were looking at that $118 or $168 bike from Walmart, this Nishiki Pueblo, I'm talking about the Rock Creek, the Huffy Rock Creek, this Nishiki Men's Pueblo is going to be better than that bike just because of the setup and the base components. It's just a slightly higher tier bike. It's getting to that bike shop level of entry-level bike, at least bike in this price, for significantly less. That's a good price for this bike, and these are available, look at this, 5 frame sizes, 4 that they have in stock, and these are in stock at my local Dick's Sporting Goods, not even available for shipping, so you just have to buy this in store. If you have a Dick's Sporting Goods and you're looking for a bike under $200, there's this. They also have the women's Pueblo step-through frame. Again, women's, not really. Anyone that needs a step-through frame can get one. Same price, $198, 2 colors. And they usually do stock a couple of their colors, 3 sized frames on this. Free store pickup, free shipping on this bike. And I love this, the way Nishiki does their branding on the bottom and the sides of the down tube. It's classy looking. Schwinn's making a big presence now in Dick's Sporting Goods, and they have this standpoint. And I reviewed this bike, and I got some flack because I was so happy with it. It reminds me almost to a T of my very first Trek, a Trek 4300. Nostalgia for me. Still a good bike, even though it's rim brakes. It's, old school stuff, kind of big box stuff now to us, even older big box stuff to us now. But $249 with expert setup, free expert bike assembly with purchase, and no shipping price with that because the free store pickup. Yeah, some of their shipping does charge. Every time I've ever ordered, I think I got it for free. But medium, large, extra large frames on this. If you were looking at that Huffy Rock Creek or similar bike, and you want to spend the extra coin, I found that people that buy bikes from Dick's Sporting Goods or shop bikes from Dick's Sporting Goods are usually very loyal to that company. There's a clique of people that will only buy their bike from Dick's Sporting Goods, and that's fine. And if you're shopping at the entry level, then this is going to be it pretty much. This and that Pueblo. It's going to be it. But this really, I could take this to a green trail and have fun. I rode on my 4300 for years, and this would be no different. $249, sized frames, local pickup on this available. Again, remember, some of these bikes not shipping available, but some are, so pay attention to that. But usually the Dick's Sporting Goods people usually buy in-store, unless there's just something they had their eye on that goes on sale that they can't get in store and can get shipped. Let's talk about the Colorado Sport pickup in store, available every time I've ever been in a Dick's Sporting Goods. They have these bikes, sized frames. This is the entry level Colorado, $349.98. It's $350. These are good bikes. It and its bigger brother, the Colorado Comp. I still regret selling my Colorado Comp. It was an amazing deal. I think I got it really cheap when I got mine. Now they're that's a commitment. $700. I'm a little hesitant to even put it on the list at $700. But if you're going to scale up to a bike at Dick's Sporting Goods, and if you're only shopping at Dick's Sporting Goods, and you're picking up in store in time for Christmas, or maybe getting shipped, this one, though, $700, that's a tough sell. That's a tough sell. That's getting into the go to your local bike shop and shop around versus Dick's Sporting Goods as well. So let's go back to that Sport. $349 or $350, I'll say, round it up. Now it does have, I can see here, mechanical disc brakes. See if I can get a shot. Oh, they have more images here. See if we can hone in down. Oh, yeah, see, I'm seeing a tourney. So that is probably going to be a freewheel. Let me look down here and see if it tells what the range on this is. 3x8, 80 millimeters of travel. Okay, I'm just going to be blunt here. Unless you really want the Colorado Sport and the Nishiki name, which some people do. I get that. Look, I'd go to Walmart before I would buy this bike. And I would buy the Ozark Trail Ridge 29 for just a few more dollars. And in my opinion, have a better bike that you're getting out of the box. So maybe one downer there. But going up to this one, the price, again, I would probably shop at a local bike shop. If I'm spending $700, unless you just want that Nishiki name. So let's go over to something that I know is good and is affordable at Dick's Sporting Goods. And that's the Mongoose. Mongoose name, I don't know if there's a transition going on, but I know that Mongoose is making a presence now at Dick's Sporting Goods. And I have reviewed this Switchback Comp, and it's a decent little bike. It's $399.98. Now, probably $50 more than it would cost if I think it were available at Walmart. But there's that expert bike setup with the purchase. You're paying for that. Plus, you get to choose not only between frame sizes, but between wheel sizes on this bike. And I loved this purple color. It's also in my local Dick's store. Every time I've been in there, I've seen it. Shipping options may vary, but there's not just one Switchback. There are two. There's the Switchback Expert. And this bike, when I donated this bike, the head of the local bike shop looked at it and said, you know, this frame, he was really enamored with the frame. He said, this is definitely a bike shop caliber frame. And I can tell you both of these Switchbacks, both the Comp and the Expert, just picking them up, the frames are light, very lightweight frames. Now this one, a little pricey, but sized frames. I've only known this as a 29er. Yeah, see, they've got that grade out there, so maybe not even an option. But 29er sized frames, shipping available on this one Wednesday, 12/18 through 12/19. Well, it's got to be close. They got to be shipping that from a local store or something near to me, because there's one in Huntsville about 60 miles away. But available quick, because I'm filming this on the 17th. So there we go, Switchback Expert, Switchback Comp. There's one other bike I want to mention just because it's on here. The Mongoose Adult Salvo 2. I had the Salvo Pro. I donated that bike, and a local trail rider bought it from the trail nonprofit, and it is still on the trail today. These are above tier Mongoose bikes. They're not big box tier. You know, though Dick's Sporting Goods kind of blurs that line. Some big box pricing-ish, but really above. They're kind of that middle ground between local bike shop. This, you know, we're getting into bike shop pricing here for sure. But I just want to point this out because this Salvo still lives. If you wanted to spend this coin, it's available. Just look at some of these images real quick on this and just see what I can glean from this. Yeah, some nice looking stuff. I even see a dropper post on there. Radon, okay, so that's going to be an air shock back here. Advent X, how funny is that? Remember when I upgraded with Advent X and it was new, it was the budget option, and now everything, seems like everybody's going with the Advent X on everything. WTB I-30 rims, that's even stuff I've used before. Pretty funny, but a good bike. Not really on my list here. I just thought I'd point it out because it's at Dick's and it's the final bike at Dick's. One last thing I want to point out about Dick's Sporting Goods is the omission of full suspension bikes. I mean, you've got the Salvo 1 and the Salvo 2 and this other one, but there's not any mid-tier full suspension bikes that I see from Dick's Sporting Goods. Also, only 35 results for mountain bikes. So they have a very select inventory. Be good at what you do, I guess. Not try to do everything. Dick's Sporting Goods. Let's move on from there to Target. Target is a little tough, and that's because my local Target, all the Targets in my region have a very limited selection when it comes to bikes. When it comes to in-store mountain bikes, I mean, this is it. In-store mountain bikes, and some of these are even hard to get locally. But I'm going to pick out a few bikes here out of the Walmart site that include shipping models like this one, the Huffy Highland 26. Kind of a one combo frame size here, small, medium. And this is only available for shipping, but I do see I could get it in time for Christmas, and it's $129. Now, Target is usually a little more than Walmart on their bikes, and their bikes are kind of the same tier. So when I see this Highland for roughly the same price as a Huffy Rock Creek, if you're looking for a dirt cheap bike at Target, for whatever reason, maybe this should be on the radar. There's also another color for this and a larger frame, the medium large, and this one is available in my local store. It, again, very similar to the Huffy Rock Creek, just slight difference here with the frame. So there you go, $130 bike available at Target in store. Another bike, this is the Kent Teleco 28-inch. I don't know if this is their answer to the Ozark Trail G.1, but it's a little cheaper, doesn't have as good of features. It just kind of has the look, but that price, very appealing. Gift-wise, normally $339.99. Matter of fact, this looks like a Walmart price to see it at Target. So that's pretty good, and it's available in my local store. They only have 3 left. Maybe it would be available in your local store. I hope so. It's a good-looking bike. Look at that. That orange, that's a nice look. I really have Vitesse again on this. Yeah, that's not a bad bike. Not bad at all. I mean, very basic here, but it's the price. When we go up to mountain bikes, this is what I thought I was going to be focusing on, the Schwinn Ascension, especially when I saw this price. But I see this is not available for pickup, delivery, or shipping. But the last time I was in my local Target, there was an Ascension in there, so maybe you could get lucky if you could get one at that price. That would be amazing for this bike. Definitely something I would be looking at if you can spot one, because again, I saw one not too long ago in my local store. This is something available in my local store. Personally, that price, a little tough sell. Little tough sell for that price, but they do have it in multiple colors. It's a good looking bike. I do see a replaceable derailleur hanger. There's a tourney, some basic stuff here. That's what's called a faper. That looks like a tapered head tube, but it's not. But if I got this as a gift, I'd be happy with it. You should too. If you're shopping and you're looking at $300 last minute, you might not have any options. This is one option. Now, I haven't done bikes like this in this video, but since Target has such a limited selection, I'm going to mention this. The Schwinn Women's Gateway 700C. These are little cruiser bikes, little comfort bikes. They're all kind of the same. Now, this price, a little high. So what I'm going to say on these comfort cruiser bikes, really, they're practically all the same with one exception. You're either going to have a derailleur right here and be able to shift through a few gears, or it's going to be a single speed on any of these cruiser bikes. And a cruiser bike from a big box store is really a cruiser bike from a big box store. This one, a little nicer. I see a few nice things there. Price I don't particularly like, but I do like that it can be picked up at my local Target store. I also like that this can be picked up at my local Target store. This is an alternative to the Hyper bikes that I showed earlier that were full suspension at Walmart, very much along the same caliber. This 26-inch, so for the shorter rider with these full suspensions, a little bit more price-wise, but it is Target, so it's worth a look if you're shopping, and you're shopping again specifically at Target, because kind of like Dick's Sporting Goods, Walmart has the shopper stigma, the pajama pants, shopping around and so on. Target, a little more upscale, so people expect to pay just a little more. So if I was shopping in Target looking for a bike to pick up for Christmas, this is just with the hope that you could luck out and still find one of those, but I'm going to close it out of the list since it's not available for everybody. But this is what I would look at if I'm rolling into a Target shopping. Just not that good of a selection for right now, but still a selection. Target, that's going to be it. I mean, just look through here. That's it for mountain bikes. There's just not a lot. Now, if you get to standard bikes, there's about 7 pages. They seem to focus more on the youngerling bikes and so on that I typically don't cover. But there we go with Target. If you have any other suggestions, let me know and I'll drop them down in the comments. Also links to everything that I just showed down into comments. Let's close out with the last of my local big box stores that sells bikes, and that's Academy. Now, when it comes to Academy is kind of, I would say, Walmart tier big box bikes, and some of their pricing is quite good, some of it a little more than I would expect. But Academy overall, I think I've only purchased maybe 2 bikes from Academy in the past few years. I think only one that I featured on the channel, but they're okay. This Ozone bike, I've heard good things. People that like Ozone bikes, typically if you purchased one, you're going to purchase more. But what I've noticed with Academy is they tend to stock a lot in their store, but if you go with shipping, it's usually the store pickup models that are the same shipping models. So I've selected a few bikes here that are worthy of consideration, either because of their price or because of the feature. So let's just go over a few. I'll put links to all of these that I've selected here. I'm going to start off with this Ozone 500 Adults Descender. Super cool name. Super basic looking little bike. But when do you see these cream colored bikes? You don't see that often. And I gotta admit, that's working for me. That's a pretty good look. Now, it's some basic stuff here. Very basic on the drivetrain, but for $149. Not asking a lot. And they call that off-white. I called it cream white. Call it off-white. I gotta admit, I really do like this. And I see quill stem, stuff like this. So this is more not upgrade path friendly, more upgrade for fun or features like pedals, grips, seat tires, things like that. They also have it in an olive green, which I don't like as much. And I do see it is available for both shipping and for in-store pickup at my local store, but the shipping in time for Christmas, $149. So there's that bike. Let's move on to the next Ozone, the 500 Women's Shock Force. This is a dual suspension bike, 26-inch, but I don't like that term women, especially when I look at it. I mean, I see the purple there, but this is a good-looking little bike. I would ride this. That's a decent-looking little bike. Quill stem, basic stuff, rim brakes. Not upgradable, upgrade for style, not for componentry. But look at this price. A full suspension, $149.99. Both available in my local store and shipping. Now, we looked at the Ozone Adults Descender. This is labeled as the men's Descender because it's 29. It's a 29er here, 29-inch wheels, more of the same. Quill stem, wow, kind of like the black on black of that coloring. Yeah, just, bolt-on stuff. Pricing, though, only $20 more than the other one if you're looking for a 29er. Now, these are one size fits all, as far as I can tell on everything here. So no sized frames. Shipping and pickup available for me. $169.99. It'd be worthy of a look. As would this at $174.99. The Ozone 500 Exhilarate. It's $174.99 for this Exhilarate, but only one left. Of note here, it's only available in my local store, no shipping, so this is probably a closeout model. Kind of a shame. Look at that frame. A little vapor there, but we do see a standard stem. I don't see a replaceable derailleur hanger. But again, $174.99. Don't expect too much. In-store pickup, at least for this one. Moving up a little bit, and I've scaled this price-wise. $179.99. Huffy Men's Incline. This is a 26er Rock Creek style Huffy stuff here. Pick up at the local store. Another one that's out of stock for shipping, so your mileage may vary here. $179.99. Gloss gunmetal. I gotta admit, that looks pretty good. That gloss gunmetal. Worthy of a Christmas purchase look. Ozone 500 Men's Shock Force. 26-inch, 21-speed. This is getting back to those full suspension bikes that have the cool look, but they're not necessarily upgradable. Nothing I would take out onto a trail and try to have a lot of trail shredding fun with. Maybe some casual riding if you're a light rider on a trail. Available in 2 colors. Available for store pickup, but not for shipping. So this is another one. Your mileage may vary. $199.99. Let's see, 2 left, and then looks like maybe they've transitioned color-wise because this second color doesn't have limited color availability. but both show out of stock for shipping. So there's another purchase option if you're shopping at Academy. The Ozone 500 Women's 26. Again, the step-through design. There is some pink trim on this. $199.99. Available for both pickup at my local store and for shipping in time for Christmas. And I just noticed they take Apple Pay. Double bonus. Ozone 500 Sandstorm. 29-inch men's bike. Another cool. They do a really good job with their color schemes. I like this. Not a replaceable derailleur hanger, but look at this. Look where the dropout, look how that's made. Pretty cool looking. This is a 1x, Does it have? Yeah, trigger shifter and a standard stem. That's good. Pick up today. The shipping, though. Be careful. Be careful. I noticed this as I was going through. Pick up in store, but the shipping December 30th through the 31st. Obviously, if you're seeing this after Christmas, not a big deal there. But this does have a very nice look. It's a 29er. As far as that full suspension goes, semi-upgradable. I would look at this as a semi-upgradable bike. I could see making some changes to this and making it more fun. Under $300, $299.99 for this Sandstorm. Another Ozone, well, all Ozones pretty much, except for one or two exceptions here. Ozone 500 Women's, I don't know if you say this Gira or Gira, Torrento. Look at this frame. Look at that. You know, this was, about 3 years ago? Maybe about 5 or 6 years ago at local bike shops. I started seeing that swoop. Maybe they're trying to bring it back here, but I like this color scheme. I said I was doing my price going up, but this one, a little cheaper. I guess I just spotted it late. I do notice the shipping time, perfect, and local store pickup, no warnings about quantities. Gray and pink, a 27.5 bike. Another Gira, this one, the men's Ozone Gira Motolino 29er. And this really does grab my attention, though I do see it doesn't have a replaceable derailleur hanger. But I kind of like the look of this bike. I like a look of this. I like the suspension here, black, red. But this one had something unique. Shipping, I could get it in time for Christmas if I ordered today, but not for store pickup. So just be very careful when you're looking. But that is a very nice. I mean, look, they branded their fork, kind of a basic little fork, but they branded it. I do see, nope, that looks like a bolt-on. Thought it was a quick release at first, but that looks to be a bolt-on. But it does have dual disc brakes, $329.99. And you probably notice a theme here. If you're looking at any of these Ozone bikes, they cost a little more than probably the equivalent at Walmart. Now this bike, I added this for a very specific reason. This Ozone 500 Men's N275 27.5-inch mountain bike, which I will admit, it's got a look. It's got that look, and a lot of these, and also let me just say, Academy, as far as full suspension mountain bikes, dual suspension mountain bikes, I think of the big box stores, they have the most dual suspension mountain bikes available. But this one, I've had a couple of people, well, really one in particular, was really focused on this bike. And look, I can tell you, there's some things I see here. I could upgrade this a little bit, but it's also, it's just your standard big box full suspension mountain bike that's kind of a dated design a little bit, that 2019 look. I could do something with this. I would be happy if I received it as a gift for sure, but I included it in this video because of this. I had someone ask me about this for a Christmas present, but I'm looking at store pickups not available till the 27th, and the shipping is way late. So be very careful here with Academy anywhere you order. Be sure you pay attention to when you could get it and when you could get it shipped, and if you could get it shipped, or if you can get it. For this one, I could pick this up today, but I couldn't get it shipped in time for Christmas. This is the Ozone 500 KT 29-inch mountain bike. A lot of that Gira, whatever you say, stuff there. Straight head tube, but it does have a Suntour XCT30. I see a quick release wheel here. I see mechanical disc brakes, trigger shifter. This appears to be wow, look at that chain ring. Yeah, that's a nice looking chain ring there. See, does this have? Yes, it has a replaceable derailleur hanger. I could definitely do something with this bike. $349.99. Now, according to my local store, they only have one left, and the shipping is after Christmas. So limited stock. Yeah, right here, a limited stock item. This would be the full suspension buy that I would focus on if I were shopping at Academy. Yeah, I don't mind this one at all. Very nice. Academy, a decent lineup of stuff. More limited, I would say, than a Walmart, but they really do double down again on that full suspension, and they have 2 pages worth of bikes. Even more stuff that I didn't cover, like this Canyon, kind of overlapped with one of the other ones, but I did want to mention this bike that I saw on Academy. What's that look like to you? This is the Schwinn Men's GTX2 700C, a hybrid bike. But does that not look a lot like the bike that I just showed you at Dick's Sporting Goods? But this one costs way more. Yeah, I don't know, maybe Schwinn I've never seen Schwinn in Academy that I can recall, so maybe they're trying to get a foothold there, but wow. That's a high threshold for Schwinn at Academy, though it is available in store, so maybe if everywhere else ran out of bikes, maybe that would be the one to consider. That's a tough sell. I just thought I would point it out. There's a look at the offerings that I see that grab my eye that are available from Academy Sporting Goods. And there we have it, the last-minute holiday bike buyer's buying guide. Bikes you can pick up in store or select shipping if you act really, really quick. And some options and also some warnings. Be careful with what you're looking at shipping wise, and if it's fulfilled by, say, Walmart or Target or somewhere else, or if it's a marketplace item. I think that's really only a caution here. On the Walmart website, there's some good stuff. Some bikes with decent prices far below what I've normally seen them at, which is surprising, given the time of year that this is, and also some options for you. If you want to shop at Walmart, you want to shop at Dick's Sporting Goods, want to shop at Target, very limited selection there. Or if you want to go to Academy, if you have any questions about any of the bikes that you've seen in this video or another bike that maybe I didn't focus on, that you're curious about and you're considering buying, feel free to drop it down in the comments, or you can contact me on my website. Down in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a form. You can contact me, ask me any questions. I've cleared out all of the chats. I'm caught up, so I can respond. If you have any questions, that's on KevCentral.com. So Academy, Target, Dick's Sporting Goods, Walmart, my bike picks what I would look at. And the bikes I think worthy of consideration and a few cautions on shipping. Feel free to comment, ask any questions you have. Thanks so much for watching this channel. I hope you are subscribed here. And Merry Christmas to everyone. If I don't see you between now and then, though I should see you, because one of my next videos, a very last minute video, is going to be parts or upgrades or items that you can buy someone that has one of these Walmart bikes. Little things, if you need those knickknacks, pedals, things like that. I'm going to focus on that in a very last minute buyer's guide. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching and have a great day.